guys, May here, and today I'm going to be doing a rant video that I've actually been planning for quite a while. It's not really a rant video, it's a chat video. I really wanted to talk about K-pop in the US because I am someone who's been into K-pop for a long time. Not saying that I'm like super knowledgeable expert, I know everything, because I do not know everything. But I have seen kind of the evolution of K-pop becoming more and more popular in the United States, and because I live in the United States, so I thought that I would make a little video talking about my honest opinion on it. And yes, this is my opinion. I'm sorry if you don't agree. If you do agree, that's great, but let's just go ahead and get started. There are some positive things and some negative things that have happened since K-pop has become very popular in the US. I would say that when I got into K-pop in 2009, it was known, but it wasn't nearly as well known as it is now. When I got into K-pop, the Wonder Girls, Nobody was very popular. There was an English version, there was a Korean version. It was during the time that the Wonder Girls promoted Nobody for like years. Like that was the song for years. And then of course I went through the whole Psy Gangnam Style thing, which I think was seen by more people, but kind of put K-pop in more of a comedic viewpoint, which I feel like isn't accurate for all things K-pop. There definitely are a lot of quirky, funny songs in K-pop, but I also feel like that doesn't make up the majority of the genre. So then of course when BTS became really popular in the United States, people saw that more typical boy group style of K-pop that we all know and love and recognize. BTS did not create that style of music by any means, but they are the group that exposed it to the US, and I feel like that is something the US recognizes as K-pop. Now, when you say K-pop in the US, I feel like if people have heard of it, they've heard of BTS. There was also the time that Girls' Generation's albums were sold in stores in the United States, and you could buy like the US edition, and BoA had things like this too. K-pop in the US has been around for a long time. Positive things in recent years, I'm kind of going to talk from that like BTS explosion onwards. So things that have become very good in the US, things that I think are really good for US citizens who enjoy K-pop, or people who live in the US. You don't have to be a US citizen to enjoy K-pop in the United States. But I really like that you can go into places like Target and Walmart and like Barnes & Noble and buy K-pop albums, newly released K-pop albums on release date. I think that is so cool because obviously there have been K-pop stores for like ever throughout the United States in larger cities that you could go and buy albums from. Like when I went to Atlanta and went to a K-pop store, there have always been K-pop stores as long as I've known about K-pop. So like the past 10 years-ish, there's always been those kinds of stores. But now seeing it in like Target, like I have to drive a while to get to a K-pop store, but I have 3 Targets within like 15 minutes of my house. Like that's really convenient for me and really easy for me to go and pick up an album, which is why you see me supporting, well, I've always supported BTS and EXO, but why you saw me buying those albums, because I could get it on Amazon has also become very popular, and I could walk into a Target or a Barnes & Noble or something, or a Walmart, and go buy the album. And I think that's super amazing. It's not like 3 weeks afterwards, it's like the day of release, the release day. The day that BTS's album was released in Korea and EXO's album was released in Korea was the same day you could walk into Target and find it. And I think that is so freaking cool, and I feel like as long as that continues to be a thing in the US, I'm going to continue supporting it, so, and buying albums in the US to kind of promote buying albums in the US, because I really like that idea. With that though, there are some negative things that go along with there being K-pop albums in the US. I think that stealing photo cards has become very popular. I have heard from many people, they've gone into Target, for example, and have looked for BTS's album or EXO's album and seen that the album's already been opened and the photo card's been taken out. I think that's just like awful. I think that that's just like the kind of people who are going to ruin it for everyone else are people who are stealing photo cards from albums, and that's so silly. Like, why don't you just support the album instead of stealing the photo card? It might not even be the photo card you want it to be anyways, so like what? So that really stinks. I really don't like that. I also feel like I haven't seen a lot of this, but I've heard of just some people being rude to employees in Target and when they didn't have like the version of BTS's album they wanted. Like that's like, yeah, there are some negative things to there being, because of course the Target employee is not just there to restock EXO's album or BTS's album. They have like tons of other things there, other items they're responsible for. They have other things to worry about besides just your item, and that doesn't mean you shouldn't go and ask politely, because you can, but I'm just saying if you're gonna be rude or mean or like ask them if they stan, like I find that very unnecessary. The next positive thing that is good about K-pop being in the US is that there are more concerts. I found, especially in this past year, not just like bigger groups have been coming. We've had a lot more conventions, we've had a lot more artists doing world tours here, and I think that is so cool because I feel like it has opened more cities in the United States. It used to be like New York and California, and like if you didn't live in those states, like sorry, that sucks for you. But now we have a lot of artists coming to Florida and Atlanta and Texas and Seattle and like all these other cities, which I think is amazing that there have been more and more groups, and Chicago. Yeah, I think that is amazing. I really like that there are more concerts in the United States, and that while most of the ones that are in an area I can go to are midweek and it's really hard for me to go, I definitely felt like I've had more opportunities if I wanted to go this year. So that's really awesome. In the past couple years, not really just this year. There are also, like Monsta X was doing the Jingle Bell tour, which I thought was super cool that they were invited to join in on that. And when they do come to the US, like Monsta X had a couple of interviews, NCT 127 had a couple interviews when they were on Jimmy Kimmel, BTS obviously, and EXO. Like every time a group comes to the US, I feel like it's a bigger deal now than in the past when it was like nobody really knew except for the fans of said group. There's also been, with the increase in concerts and things of such, like BTS's DVD movie being released in American theaters, which again, super cool, wouldn't have seen that 10 years ago. But there's this video that I'm sure you've seen if you are on the internet, of people doing like a flash mob in the middle of a movie theater. Like that's so cringy. I'm sorry, but if I saw like that happening in a movie theater and I was there to see a different movie, not the BTS one, or even if I was there to see the BTS one, I would like hide. Like I would literally be like, nope, can't associate with these people, sorry, gotta go. And maybe that's something really cool for you. If you like saw that, you'd be like, oh my gosh, yeah, let me join in. But that's just not really the kind of person I am. I am an awkward potato who sits in the corner. So that's not something I would participate in or something that I would acknowledge that I am a part of. Sorry. I think that was very inappropriate for the people who work at the movie theater. I think that was inappropriate for people who were there to see a completely different movie. If I walked in to see like I don't know, whatever American boy group is popular, if I walked in to see a movie on said American boy group and there were a bunch of people doing a flash mob in the middle of the movie theater, I would not be encouraged to go check out the boy group. I would do the exact opposite. I would be like, nope, can't check them out. They're fans. They're kind of weird. But also with the increased awareness of K-pop, this might be the most like controversial thing that I say, is English versions being released of K-pop songs. And I personally think English versions are useless. I do. I think that they're just a way for a entertainment company to add an additional song onto the album without it being, like when they remake Japanese releases on a Korean album, I feel like it's the exact same thing. They're just trying to fill a spot on the mini album or the full-length album to make it seem like there's more songs. I feel like English versions never sound as good as the Korean versions. I feel like they're always cringier. I feel like the idols singing them almost never sound as confident in the English versions because it's not their first language, which is okay. But yeah, I'm not really a big fan of English versions. I don't feel like it's necessary if K-pop is becoming bigger in the US. I don't think it's necessary for you to be remaking your songs with English versions, because I feel like K-pop should be known for Korean music. That's just That's just my opinion. So that is kind of everything I wanted to say. Overall, I think it's amazing that K-pop has become so much more popular in the United States, and so many more people are aware of it, because when I got into K-pop, I know all of my friends at school were like, what the heck are you listening to? And now I feel like people have a better idea, and there are more groups being in award shows in the United States, which I think is super cool, and there's just more global awareness about K-pop, which I think is awesome, and I think that that is leading to there not being such a huge division between people who like K-pop and people who like other music, and we just like all like music, which like is the goal, you know? So yeah, that's my little chat about K-pop in the United States. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. And if you're not from the US and you've seen an increase in awareness in K-pop in your country, let me know what it's like in your country down below, and if you think there are any negative things associated with these new things happening. Anyways, I hope K-pop continues to grow in the future. I don't really see it going away anytime soon, but yes, I hope more underrated groups become more aware, which is kind of happening with like Monsta X and NCT 127 doing things in the US now too, and Red Velvet. Like more groups besides just like BTS and EXO are doing things. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I have all of my holiday videos I'm gonna start filming soon, so look forward to those. I'm gonna be posting a lot of those in December, but I did want to get this chat video up sometime this week before I start focusing on all of that. And yeah, if there's any other topics you'd ever like me to talk about in a chat video, go ahead and leave them in the comment section down below, and I will definitely try my best to make it happen. And I've said thank you for watching like 8 times now, so I'm just gonna go, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye!